Bueno, ya estamos por aquí de vuelta y vamos a continuar exactamente donde lo habíamos dejado, que era en los jardines. Así que vamos allá. A ver, primeramente, que haya cosas para saquear. En los laterales, vale, aquí hay un libro, parece. ¿No? Un libro de adorno. Vamos a ver. A ver qué se cuenta ya Espero.
You again? God damn it, are you following me?
Wouldn't dream of it, sir.
What brings you here?
Uff.
I'm still looking for my mother, of course.
You're right, monsieur. Keep looking. Good luck to you.
Y ya está. Se pira y no deja nada más. Cago en... Joder, estaría bien que deis en la opción de que uno de los consumibles... ¿qué es esto que va por el suelo? ¿Qué es este rollo? Vale, debe ir hacia el centro, luego lo seguimos, pero decía que estaría bien que diesen alguna opción de algún tipo de consumible que te recargase todos los puntos de golpe y no 3 a 3, porque es que esto es...
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth. Looks like there's a crack in the region of the heart. I guide this sword that will kill the monster.
Vale, o sea que tenemos que meter ahí la espada, tiene pinta.
If I recall the Iliad, Ariadne is none other than the daughter of Minos and Pasiphae. She was in love with Theseus and helped him in his quest to kill the Minotaur in return for a promise of marriage if he defeated the monster. She gave him a reel of thread so that he could find his way back through the labyrinth, which was famous for being unsolvable. But once the beast was slain, the gallant was quick to abandon her on an island. Turns out heroes are not what they once were. Let's see. A crack as long as my finger.
Antes de meter la espada en la grieta, vamos a buscar por ahí a ver qué cositas hay que se puedan saquear, como esto. Esto es mío. Vale. No vaya a ser que al meter la espada, por lo que sea, el laberinto se mueva, que no creo, ¿no? Pero por si acaso. Y perdamos coleccionables. Bueno, coleccionables o consumibles más bien. Memoria de la Academia de las Inscripciones, vale. Los libros siempre son bien, que nos pueden dar más puntines para cosas. Vale, por aquí no podemos hacer nada más. Por aquí podemos entrar. ¿Qué hay en...? Vale, hay que intentar llegar a esa estatua que tenía algo para coger. Así que... allá que vamos.
Icarus. The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, they came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity.
Joder, todo cuesta puntos aquí, me cago en... pues de momento vamos a pasar. Aquí hay otra cosa de estas, vale. A ver, en teoría tendría que ser la otra, que es en la que puedes meter la espada. Y es la única con agujero, entiendo. Pero, joder, me jode no ver el resto de conversaciones o pistas que pueda haber. Hostia, este también tiene para meter... Uy, esto cambia las cosas.
Theseus, son of Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur. I seem to recall he took the decision to confront the Minotaur. He killed the beast, but if it weren't for Ariadne's help, he would have been trapped in that labyrinth forever. In short, yet another hero who wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay, I'm probably being a bit harsh. I mean, we do owe him the foundations of Athens. In other words, the Republic. Render therefore unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Looks like a crack has been made on his torso. It's as long as a finger.
Vale, ha mencionado a Ariadna como la que le ayudó a salir del laberinto, que es lo mismo que decía la otra estatua. Con lo cual, entiendo que para este puzzle o este acertijo, su estatua debería ser más prioritaria que el resto.
Minos, son of Zeus and Europa. If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, there's a crack in that statue. His gesture sealed his fate.
Es que todo cuesta, ¿eh? No me gusta.
Crack is in the region of the heart. It's a
El
thin
mismo
crack
tamaño
as long as
también.
a finger. A blade could easily enter.
Claro, y aquí no dicen lo de los centímetros. ¿Sí? ¿Por qué en otros sí? Vale. Vamos a ver si por aquí hay algo más. De este lado. Ahí hay otra estatua. Que parece de rodillas. ¿Este quién es?
Daedalus.
Dédalo.
He's the architect of the labyrinth. And if I'm not mistaken, he's also the father of Icarus. Hey, there's a crack in this statue too. The crack is thin and about as long as a finger.
Como un dedo de larga, o sea, está claro que esta no va a ser. Entiendo yo, vamos. Vale, no tenemos puntos para traducir todas las estatuas, con lo cual hay que ser bastante selectivos. Si es un dedo de larga, evidentemente la espada no puede entrar ahí, partiendo de la base de que esa espada medía más. 6-7 centímetros, como dijeron en el otro lado, tampoco lo creo, la verdad. Yo diría que era más larga, pero estoy haciendo aquí suposiciones. Vale, no llegué al centro y no sé si se puede, claro, a lo mejor. Que puede ser que a lo mejor tenga que ir metiendo la espada en distintas... Está viendo por ahí a ver si hay alguna forma. Puede ser que tenga que meter la espada en distintas estatuas y que cada una vaya desbloqueando a lo mejor otras opciones. Vale. De Ícaro, ¿qué nos decía? Vale, este no tiene agujero directamente. Esta estatua llegamos a... Esta no llegamos a verla, efectivamente. Esta es el Minotauro. Es la que está más escondida y tiene una espada clavada. Dos, de hecho. Por lo cual, la lógica diría que debería ser la espada, o sea, la estatua, perdón, a completar, ¿no? Parece los cuernos que lleva Loki también.
Asterion. It is rare to see him like this. In general, he's represented with the head of a bull, with the features of the Minotaur.
The famous son of Minos and Pasiphae.
statue has a crack in it. The crack is thin and about as long as a finger. I should be able to thrust in
También de
my
un dedo,
sword.
me cago en... Vamos a probar, a ver. Me da buenas vibras.
We'll soon see. Sorry, Asti. Yet again, your story does not end.
Me cago en...
Asterion.
Pues recoge la espada, digo yo, ¿no? Sacar la espada, obviamente.
Theseus. Looks like a crack has been made on his torso. As long as a finger. I'd say between
Es el
6
único
and
del que
8
dicen...
centimeters.
Creo que es el único en el que dicen lo de 6 y 8 centímetros de profundidad. Vamos a ver. Oye, Joe, ¿qué pasa? Metes la espada y no... Vale, ¿se habrá abierto eso o es cosa mía? Vamos a ver qué pasa si lo quitamos.
Theseus. Let's try something else instead.
Vale, por aquí por el medio. Elixir dorado. El elixir dorado era las alteraciones negativas, que no es el caso. Vale. A ver.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
Esta es la única que tiene algo de momento distinto, con lo cual vamos a tirar por aquí.
She has no cracks.
Vete a tomar por el culo. ¡Ah! Qué forma de gastar
All right. Let's
puntos.
continue anyways.
En ese banco hay algo.
I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden.
Pues seguramente es algo que se abra y puedas
There
bajar
must be
hacia
something
abajo.
going on there.
Pero lo primero es lo primero, saquear. Llave con el símbolo de la tierra. Llave con el símbolo de la tierra. Vale, vale, vale. Déjame antes de nada. Antes de proseguir aquí. ¿Estoy yo muy desubicado? ¿O me suena que aquí dentro había un cofre que no pudimos abrir y que faltaba una llave? Ah, no, no. Lo llegamos a abrir, es verdad. Lo abrimos todo. Lo abrimos todo, cierto. La ansia del saqueo me pudo. Vale, bueno, oye, mira, ya que estamos aquí y que esta muchacha tiene el hilo, vamos a clavarle la espada. Y a ver.
Let's see.
Porque aquí que dice
A crack as long as my finger.
solo lo del dedo.
Ariadne.
Tampoco pasa nada.
Try something else.
Aquí no hay nada, ¿no? No. Vale. Vale, tal vez podamos seguir este... ¡Epa! Luego acabamos de monedas de colección, vale. Tal vez podamos seguir ese hilo. O sea, ese hilo va hacia allá. Por acá. Porque tal vez este hilo conecte directamente con lo que debamos... O a quien le debamos de clavar la espada y lo estamos obviando. Que es algo a tener en cuenta. Entrar por... Epa, esto... Vale, esto ya lo teníamos cogido, cierto. Y por aquí no hay nada que se pueda coger, parece. Ah, ahí hay una placa, a ver.
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities. It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a
Un
passage.
poco evidente era eso. Y para eso gasto yo un punto, me cago en...
What is that? Looks like a sort of opening mechanism. Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get
Pues
it
no
wrong,
metas la
I'll get
manaza.
pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs.
Vale, ya lo tenemos estudiado. Pues vamos a seguir el hilo en cuestión que va por ahí y parece que se mete a la derecha y continúa por ahí, pero me da la sensación de que el camino... ¿Qué cojones? Vale. ¿Hacia dónde va? Vale. Parece ser que está cortado aquí. Aquí llegamos a meter el...
Minos.
A observar la grieta.
The crack is in the region of the heart.
A ver si pasa algo. Pero igual alguno de estos murió apuñalado. Yo me gusta la mitología griega, pero
Minos.
no me acuerdo la verdad. Vale, o sea, este hilo entonces, caput. Pues si este hilo no sirve, porque está cortado, este es el único que sirve. Con lo cual igual hay que clavarlo en el señor... ¿No viene aquí? No viene aquí. El caso... Vamos a probar aquí la espada.
Hey, there's a crack in this statue too.
Ya que es el artífice del laberinto. Claro, esto es un problema, ahora que lo pienso. Igual hay que meter la espada y luego ir a probar en el mecanismo. Y meter la espada como tal no hace nada, puede ser. Traducir la placa.
I'm the architect of my own demise.
Soy el arquitecto de mi propia muerte.
If I remember rightly, he's the one who built the labyrinth for Minos. All right, let's try again. You never know.
Vale, esto puede ser una posibilidad, ¿eh? Aparte es una estatua, no sé, que parece... Bueno, iba a decir que parece como que está más apartada del resto, pero en realidad... Hay tantas... Acaba de... No, vale, era la placa. Vale, y aquí no hay agujero para...
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
I seem to recall that her fate was not something you'd want. She was punished for the sins of her husband. She had to mate with the sacred bull of Poseidon. 9 months later, she gave birth to Asterion, better known as the Minotaur. It's crazy to see to what extent women have always been mistreated. When they're not harpies, gorgons, and other witches, they become victims. Deliverance alone suffices not to wash away my humiliation. Alright, well, let's continue anyways.
Vale, pero aquí no tienes...
Daughter of Perseus
Mierda.
and sister
No
of Circe,
tienes
she married Minos
opción
and
a,
became the queen of Crete.
a introducir la espada, con lo cual...
She has no cracks. For once justice is done, she won't pay for the errors of the others. Alright, let's
Vale,
continue
ella no
anyways.
tiene... Ella no tiene... Y este tampoco tiene, ¿no? Creo que no tenía...
Icarus. The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, he came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity.
Hay algo diferente, pone aquí. En realidad, para este no quiero tener que gastar 3 puntos, así que...
Hey, there's no crack here.
La madre que os parió. La madre que os parió, hijos de puta.
I am the innocent one, sacrificed for the sins of the father. If I
Sí.
remember rightly, Icarus
Volaste
was the
muy
son of
cerca del
Daedalus.
sol, se te quemaron las
He
alas.
found himself confined to the labyrinth with his father after his father betrayed Minos. And his father's plan to escape from the labyrinth wasn't any more successful. Man, that kid was jinxed. Well, let's keep going.
Vale, vale, vale.
Carmelite water.
Agua del Carmen, bien. Y por aquí no había ninguna estatua, efectivamente. A ver, que esto no habíamos pinchado.
Here's the famous Ariana's thread, thanks to which, if I remember rightly, Theseus avoided getting lost in the labyrinth.
En teoría tendríamos que seguir esto. En teoría. Vale, esto cruza por ahí. Vale. Cruza por aquí. Y va hasta ahí. Este es el hilo, ¿vale? Se mete por aquí, viene por aquí. Viene por aquí. Me da que esto no nos va a valer de nada, ¿eh? Es que es este, o sea, viene por aquí, viene por aquí, viene por aquí. Viene por aquí y aquí se corta. O sea, nos está diciendo entonces que tiene que ser esta estatua por narices. Deseo. ¿No? Traducir la placa, a ver.
Wrongly positioned, I am the blind hero. I wasn't expecting an inscription like that.
Y no tengo más puntos. Hostia, qué liada. Vale,
Looks like a crack has been made on his torso. As long as a finger. I'd say between 6 and 8 centimeters.
6 y 8 centímetros. Introducimos la espada. Y ahora igual hay que ir a poner la mano allí. Es que no sé si tiene que... Porque la espada yo creo que ya la clavamos absolutamente en todos lados. Con lo cual entiendo que una vez clavada la espada, hay que coger, venir aquí y activar el mecanismo. Entiendo, igual ahora nos quedamos sin mano, pero yo qué sé.
Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of
Dice si
traps
se
instead of
equivoca.
Egyptian tombs.
Entiendo que debería de ser el correcto. Me cago en...
What's wrong? Either I'm imagining things or my hand was pricked.
Joder. Impulsivo. A ver qué coño nos han metido aquí ahora. Lógica cuesta un punto más. Vete a tomar por el culo, macho.
It had poison on it. My head. I feel hot.
Pues qué estatua nos queda entonces, porque no... No hay nada más que activar por aquí. Hostia, me cago en Dios.
Theseus. Let's try something else instead.
Tú no eres, eso está claro. Joder, lo lógico es que fuese este tío. Que tiene dos putas espadas clavadas y tendría que ser una tercera para que la estatua tenga sentido. Pero si metimos aquí la espada y ponía que no surtió ningún tipo de efecto...
Asterion.
Mierda, y ahora no tengo más cosas para poner.
Asterion was a son of Pasiphae and Minos, or rather the result of a curse put on Minos. Minos was punished for betraying Poseidon. Of course, as strangely it often happens, it wasn't he who was punished, it was his wife. She had to mate with a bull, no less. From that union, Asterion was born, who everyone knows as the famous Minotaur. Rejected by Minos, he was shut up in the labyrinth so he could never leave. And, as if that wasn't bad enough, he died by the hand of a hero desperate to restore his reputation.
Es que el que murió es este. Por lo tanto, este tendría que ser el que tiene la espada clavada.
The crack is thin and about as long as a finger. I should be able to thrust in my sword. Right. We'll soon see.
Qué hijos de puta. Ahora lo pones y no dice la palabrita. Y antes cogió y dije... Es que no lo entiendo, o sea... Habrá que coger y... ¿Qué dice la dichosa placa?
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Al justo corresponde dictar sentencia. La verdad abre todas las placas.
It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a passageway underneath it.
¿Por qué no? Total, ya nos hemos envenenado. Quita la mano, mona. Qué bobo eres. Bueno, no pasa nada. Ya nos han jodido, eso es lo bueno. Visto lo visto, no nos pueden dar más por culo.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
Alright, well, let's continue anyways. Asterion.
Sacar la espada. Al justo corresponde dictar sentencia, dice la placa. ¿Y quién es justo de entre todos estos?
Minos. His gesture sealed his fate. He and his queen, Pasiphae, were the monarchs of Crete. The crack is in the region of the heart.
Que yo estoy presuponiendo mucho, o sea, a lo mejor no hay que meter la espada y pulsar esto. Pero entiendo que sí. Porque es que la espada yo creo que ya fue metida en todas las estatuas. Al fin. Vamos a coger la espada por si acaso, que nunca se sabe. Cago en... Ya no nos permiten, vale. Pues vamos abajo. ¿Esto qué es? ¿El maldito veneno ahora o un flashback?
Again?
You can't be serious, Manuel. You know that's not going to happen.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
Agreed? I wasn't aware you had a choice.
What's going on here?
What now? What else must I do to win back my freedom?
Obey me. Now get out.
What was that? That's the third time in 3 days.
Alguien se picó la mano antes que nosotros.
See if you're in there, Mother.
Vale. Seguimos el rastro de nuestra madre. Vale, un trocito de ámbar.
A fragment of amber.
Bien. Y por aquí atrás no hay nada, ¿no? No. Una mancha de
Bandages.
vendaje.
Someone's been patching themselves up. Looks like my mother took advantage of being in hiding to change her bandages, huh? This is silk. She must have used her own clothes. These bandages are pretty basic. She'll be lucky if she doesn't get an infection. There are patches where the blood isn't totally clotted. That's a good sign, right? She changed them recently, which proves she's still looking after herself and still believes in her chances. Well, I'd love to tell her to keep hanging in there.
Es cosas a veces que no valen para nada gastar puntos aquí, joder.
Damn it, Mother. Now what's happened?
Pues aquí acaba la misión. Vale, tenemos puntos por poner. Vamos a meter uno en distracción. Vale, en lógica nos han dado la puñalada, con lo cual aquí estaría bien meter puntos. Reducir el coste en puntos de esfuerzo en 3. Engaño lo subimos al 2. Lingüística está en el 1. Vale, estos puntos azules entiendo que igual es lo que se sube en la siguiente. Vamos a meter lógica aquí. Vale, y acabamos el segundo capítulo y vamos a por el tercero, el cónclave.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything, even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough, the woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
Vale, vamos a equipar libros. Ah, estos libros parece que tienen un solo uso, puede ser. Parece que tienen un solo uso, ¿es cosa mía? O pensé que era que equipabas el libro y te lo daban en cada misión, pero parece que no. Que te lo pones para una única misión y se acabó. Entiendo. Igual me estoy confundiendo, ¿eh? Pero, a ver. Equipar, retirar. Efectivamente. Efectivamente. Te lo pones una vez y se acabó. Lógica. Uno de ocultismo. Y uno de lingüística. Y vamos allá.
Louis, the conference is about to start any minute. This is not the time to be... Damn it. What's going on?
I don't know exactly, Mr. President. I was looking for my mother and I came upon this body.
My God. You don't think Sarah did it, do you?
Mr. President, you really shouldn't get involved.
Me cago en, no era eso lo que quería hacer. Este tío fijo que tiene algo que ver, coño. No era eso lo que quería hacer, coño.
If Sarah did that, I don't know what kind of hornet's
No
nest
sé
she's kicked over.
qué era.
But I do wish you luck, my friend. Oh, darling, the conference is starting. Time is of the essence. Sort this out and join us as quickly as you can in the conference room. Everyone will be expecting you.
Venía una
President, this is not
conferencia
really the right
y yo sin
time.
puntos.
I didn't come for that.
Your mother's seat cannot remain vacant. You must replace her while she's still missing. Your mother and I were to support Mortimer on this project. I don't know what the subject is, but the future of our countries depends on it. Given the importance of all this to Mortimer, he won't let the conference begin without you. So if you don't want more servants coming looking for you, I'd advise you to join us quickly and to put a brave face on it. The best favor you can do for yourself, Louis, and for Sarah, is to come and support Mortimer's project at the conference.
Look, I don't mind following you, but I should warn you. I have no idea what this is all about. So I can't make any promises as to what I might do. I shall make my decision after the debate, when the time comes.
Ah, very well. As you wish. You will see once you hear everything. But given the situation, I think you will have everything to gain by joining Mortimer's side. I'm going. Don't be long.
Tell them that I'm on my way. Oh, he's dead. What the hell's been going on here? Somebody smashed him in the back of his head with something. He slowly bled to death. But that isn't what killed him. They broke his neck. Let's see what secret's hidden under these masks. His face doesn't ring a bell. I'm a bit disappointed. Might have expected more from Lord Mortimer. Mother, if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse. Someone's made a fire here, and the ashes are still warm. If you're the one who did it, Mother, it couldn't have been easy with only one hand. I must have just missed her. If only I hadn't wasted so much time getting out of Lord Mortimer's study. Leftover food. Not exactly fresh. An old blanket. From the looks of it, it couldn't have kept her very warm.
Vale, pues aquí en teoría ya hemos fuchicado todo lo que podíamos.
Well, the gate is locked.
Y la puerta que cogimos.
Well, the gate is locked.
Ya está, no se puede. Busca pistas sobre la presencia de Sara, de Richet o ve a la conferencia. Vale, pero si ya tenemos todas las pistas, ¿qué pasa? ¿Nos obliga a ir a la conferencia? No hay forma de poder avanzar por esta parte de la trama.
It couldn't have kept her very warm. Well, the gate is locked.
Pues no tiene pinta. No tiene pinta. Un pozo. No hay barriles que se puedan utilizar que tengan mecanismos secretos. Y lo de aquí ya lo hemos cogido absolutamente todo.
Leftover food. Not exactly fresh. Must have been here for a while.
Pues nada. Volvamos arriba entonces. Asiste a la conferencia. Y vamos sin puntos. Esto es cojonudo. Vale, hombre. Vamos por aquí, que la puerta de la conferencia creo que estaba en este lado. Efectivamente.
respect to any other characteristic.
Totally wrong, I assure you.
I have suspected it.
That does seem the same.
Amber.
Vale, sacamos otro trocito de ámbar. Otro coleccionable. ¡Eh! Y un cofre, a ver.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol
Are you
of
quite
water.
sure, sir? Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Yes, because she asked him at last, and he could not help answering her, but she said he seemed quite angry at being spoken to.
But it is not sound. You know it is not sound.
Your conjecture is totally wrong, I assure you.
Uf, en verdad me viene de perlas esto.
But now I am convinced.
Para poder tener alguna opción.
So once, by your desire.
Vale, otro fragmento de ámbar.
Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Bueno, por lo menos tenemos unos puntines porque íbamos de vacío, la verdad. Aquí no hay nada más para coger. Otra moneda. Acabo de ver algo aquí en el suelo, es cosa mía.
Golden elixir. I'll keep it for later.
Y aquí... No, me pareció ver ámbar, pero no. Abrojo, que ya tenemos. Bueno, pues, visto lo visto, igual hay que arrancar. A ver, Espero.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
You say it as if you were afraid of him. What frightens you so much about him?
Hurry up. He's waiting for you.
I have already told her so once, by your desire.
Are you quite sure, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. Are we ready? The much-awaited conference is about to begin?
That is what we have all been waiting for.
I believe that Lord Mortimer wishes to speak to you before it begins. You should go and see him. Are you quite sure, sir? Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Yes, because she asked him at last.
My son, glad you're here. It seems Lord Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter.
Tiene voz de ladino.
Feeling all right, Louis? You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
Vamos a hablar con Lord Mortimer porque ya hemos saqueado absolutamente todo, así que...
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not
Este
alone.
no es de fiar, para mí que está aliado. Vale, a ver, ¿en qué gusta la
Can
conferencia?
you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the masters of ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens. Finally, if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
Do you often hold this kind of society dinner?
In general, once a year, but in actual fact it tends to be events that dictate our gatherings.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
How long have you been active?
Oh, this tradition has more or less always existed, Louis. It has continued from generation to generation. Louis, let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
9.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world. The concept of royalty is from bygone times. It is time to lead the way to democracy. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts. My friends, I propose we get started.
Esto es literalmente en Juego de Tronos, o ganas o mueres.
First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
Es español.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the East Coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? But
Está borracho.
I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not the question.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Senor, I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
No vale la pena, yo creo, gastar un punto aquí todavía.
Senor Godoy, you must know that France will soon ban these barbaric practices.
Oh, do not get on your high horse, Monsieur Frenchman. The only reason why France has ceased trading in slaves is because of the
Godoy
commercial blockade
basadísimo.
that Great Britain has imposed against you. The instant the shipping lanes have been restored, France will again treat these people like cattle.
Come now, my friends, let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them. You'll see, colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue. Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
¿Pero qué? No, venga, hombre, voy a gastar todo esto.
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
On the maps of Italy I saw in Mortimer's secret study, he had anticipated movements of troops across Italy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning an invasion of Italy by France, and if I push the notion a bit further, I can well imagine that Bonaparte's cannons, financed by the Order, will be used for that purpose. The noose is tightening around poor Piaggi's neck without him even realizing it.
I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about that, Your Eminence.
¿Pero qué?
Honestly, Your Eminence, I really don't see it that way.
Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Holm, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion.
El caos es una escalera.
Please be aware that
Meñique ya
your
lo
project
predijo.
will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me. Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Tío, lo siento, pero no voy a ceder Luisiana a los gabachos. O sea, las cosas como son.
At the risk of displeasing you, my lord, I'd rather follow Sir Gregory. I don't think this is a place for the Order.
Louis? No.
Let him go, Mr. President. Everyone is free to choose.
How can he be so blind? If he keeps this up, he'll lead our countries to their destruction.
Don't worry, we shall counter him, Sir Gregory.
We have to act immediately.
Calm down, Gregory. We only have to vote against his project, and that's it.
They haven't got a chance. Just one vote will suffice.
True. There is no chance of a unanimous vote. And he knows it. He must be preparing something else. What is he plotting? We shall shortly find out, so let's take the lead.
What do you mean by that?
His plan begins with Louisiana, which is still yours, Duke Manuel. He will begin with you. Expect to receive an envoy, French most probably. He will try to convince you by every possible means. Whatever he says, whatever he promises, you have just one response. It's war. If war is what you want, war is what you'll get. And on your own territory, in your homes. Enough games. Spain will join the coalition against France and declare war. You too, Duchess Hillsborough. You will speak to the Queen so that Great Britain commits to going to war with France.
What do you expect from the Papal States, Sir Gregory?
What do you think? That they hold a mass? They will go to war, of course. What is it that you didn't understand in what I just told you? We all declare war on France. Militarily, politically, and financially.
Seguimos sin decir nada.
Leave me now.
Coffee, ahora
I
no.
have to prepare for tomorrow. Let's meet early tomorrow morning for the next phase of the conference, which promises to be most exciting. Louis, I'd like to see you a moment, please. Thank you for signing with me today. I won't forget it. I'm going to need you. Help me counter Mortimer on his own ground. Right here. I'm sure he'll try and win some of you over. He needs our votes. Now, you leave that to me. In the meantime, I must ask you to go and see President Washington and persuade him to trust me and join us.
Do you really think that I'll be able to convince him?
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I have total faith in you. He likes you, and thus he won't see you coming. You must be careful, though. If he senses that you are trying to manipulate him, he'll dig in his heels. Louis, use every means at your disposal. If Washington drops Mortimer, his defeat will be complete. You should go right away. There's no time to lose. William already has a head start on us.
Very well. I'll go right away.
Bueno, pues lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Vamos a continuar el próximo día tratando de convencer a Washington. Se plantea, la verdad, que bastante interesante la segunda parte de la conferencia. Ya tengo ganas, así que el próximo día veremos cómo queda la cosa. Hasta la próxima.